Hello, everyone, and welcome to our season premiere of Let's Be Real. We're going to be having some really thought-provoking, entertaining, intriguing conversations about everything going on right now. My name is Melissa Kiplagat. I'm an actress, an actor trainer, presenter, and most importantly, a mom. And I'm going to be bringing the youth to the table as the only person in their youth still. But I have some three great guest hosts with me for the show. Why don't you start? Introduce yourself.
So thank you. My name is Melvin Alusa, and I am a professional actor. Been doing it for the last almost 20 years. I'm also a presenter. I am a teacher, and I'm also... I'm a father. I'm a father to an amazing number of kids. If you want to know the number, you can just Google it up. Many. And I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be in this amazing team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Take it away.
Well, these two ladies and gentlemen are great people, but I'm the man you're looking for, Charles Otieno, the CEO, the great CEO, media personality, an event person, a father of two kids, great boys. I'm a father of boys. Baba Boy is my friend out there. Let's keep watching this space.
Great. I'm Dr. C, Dr. Catherine Masitsa. I'm CEO and founder of Samantha's Bridal. And now I'm a winemaker, here to help you celebrate your life's greatest moments. And I am bringing the sagely wisdom on the table.
I like that.
Yeah. And to show you how we're going to be celebrating our parties. And we're going to serve some wine.
Yes,
please.
So recently we launched Samantha, the wine. And we're going to be testing. This is a Spanish product, a Kenyan brand.
Yay.
Kenyan Spanish.
Yeah. So we in Kenya, we are trying to grow some grapes. We don't really grow grapes. So we partnered with a company from Spain, one of the biggest companies there. So our wineries are there. And so we have the white, which is made from Macabeo grape. The one that is used to make the sparkling wine in Spain. We have the red, which is sweet, and it's made from Tempranillo, the grape. And we have the rosé, and it's available in every leading wine store. So which one do you...
Something sweet.
You don't drink. Which one do you want to start
I'm a
with?
teetotaler, my friend.
Well, yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, in some quarters I'm called sweet. So.
Okay.
Oh, in some quarters.
In some quarters, so.
Oh.
Okay.
Let me hold my glass then.
So I'm gonna be
Thank you.
amazing. So in case anybody is wondering, the RRP, the recommended retail price, is about 1,100. Anyone can afford, really. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm selling to 45 million Kenyans.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Kenyans who love our brand. I think I'm gonna be putting some for myself. And we have to say cheers.
Oh yeah, we have to toast.
Yes.
We have
Let's
to toast
start
to the
this off
with
with a toast.
premier.
Yes.
Premier.
Oh, I
This is a
love
premier.
that.
All
Cheers.
right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Right?
To Samantha wines. To being real.
Absolutely.
Be real.
Let's be real.
Yeah,
Let's be real.
Let's be real.
Okay.
Okay, so why don't we start with our first conversation? I want to talk about money.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys follow Just Ivory Africa on Instagram. She's an influencer, but she does this Money Monday thing. And so the Money Monday was asking her followers to post their pay slips. Guys, people are making money. People are making money out there. I was shocked. It was so interesting, especially because I feel like the positions I was seeing and then what they get paid, I was like, raw. Hey, Kenyans are making money out here. Did you guys see it?
Yes, we did.
What do you guys think?
I think first things first. I think even just growing up, someone knowing how much you earn was like a taboo.
Yeah.
You would never ask. To date, it's we're slowly getting out of it. But just for someone to know, hey, how much do you earn? Would be like, come on.
Yes.
So I feel she opened up a cocoon, and I want to look at it like. If that trend of people showing it or being open about money conversations, especially couples, because money breaks marriages out here, money or the lack of it. But the openness about money and how much you're earning and maybe how you're investing, if in that direction, therefore, to open up money conversations and just be honest about how much we earn within couple, whatever, I think that's fine. Although now, the like you're saying, the depressing bit of it is like a doctor said, I'm earning 153,000, and this someone I don't know doing I don't know what something, or which he considered less significant, and they're on 800 or something.
But you know the most interesting thing about, and I agree with you, Melvin, that discussing money was a taboo. But if you look at the Kenya health report and how much money, the economic survey, it says that only less than 100,000 Kenyans earn over 100,000.
I've seen that also, yeah.
So I was wondering when this discussion was going on there, are we Kenyans lying or are we faking it?
No, because they were showing their actual pay slips.
Are they real pay slips or people are
or doctored
pay slips? Because if I look at KDH report and I look at the economic survey report, it is very clear that this is the amount of Kenyans who earn 100,000 and above, and they're accountable. It's like the dollar millionaires in Kenya. They're accountable.
They're accountable.
And we have not seen most of the middle class.
Cheers.
So I'm just wondering whether first it was factual. If it is factual, I really appreciate people making good money. But also we have to look at, if you make that money, how are you spending it?
Yeah.
Because the most important thing is not how much you make, is how you spend. Because you can spend 100, 800 Gs on rent and upkeep. And there's someone, a teacher in Kakamega or in Busia, who makes 50 Gs and actually lives a far much better life and invests better than you.
That's also true.
Yeah. But there's also the fact that also, so I agree with you, this CEO. But also, I want to earn some money and spend it. Yes, also invest and be wise in investing and all that. But leave a little, because if I'm earning 800,000 a month and I'm sure I have a 5-year contract or something like that, I don't want to drive a Pro Box. Sorry.
but
I want to live well. I want to live. I want to enjoy the money somehow also. But again, also there has to be some prudence with regard to investments and whatnot. So I won't really be stingy and short-handedness because of tomorrow. Because sometimes, you die, and then your wife takes a younger guy, Arakaraka, and spend the money. The life insurance is gone in no time.
Yeah. But what I want to say, actually, just getting back to the point that are people actually earning this money? So for me, it's sort of like, it has to be an eye-opener. Yes, people are earning this money, and I think it's true, and it's an eye-opener to what professions are paying.
Yes.
Because we are so used to, recently I was a cast member of one of the shows, and I can tell you, I've had a makeup artist like almost every day. There are women in this town who do makeup every day. Yep. And I tell you, a makeup artist, the lowest they charge like 5,000 per session. So when you look at these makeup artists, there is no parent, very few parents out there want their children even to become makeup artists. And it's just an example. But this makeup artist is making much more money than that doctor. So I think rather than just looking at, are these pay slips real or not, we now need to look at, is it time for us to change and embrace certain careers and support our children? Because actually it did break my heart. This doctor is earning 183, and that's even really good. Yeah. And then there's all these people making all this money, So I think that is the question that we should be asking.
That's a really good one, yeah.
Which professions are really moving into the future? Yeah. What professions are going to, or even right now, forget the future now. What professions are actually paying?
Daktari, I think what you're talking about is that these professions we are talking about are the new professions. The established professions have the job grade. The new professions don't have job grade, number one. In fact, a plumber makes more money than many lawyers out here. Because you just fix. Yes. Plumbers in Nairobi make more money. Because if you look at the frequency of how they work in trying to fix things in the households, he can collect so much money every day and is not taxed.
Yeah. It's intact.
Do you know
It's intact.
a good friend, a really good friend, who is a professor, of course, not in this country,
Yeah.
went and, when Britain was changing over from Brexit, they used to be in this country as an expat. They went back, retrained as a plumber, and they're making much more money.
Yes.
Really?
Yes,
Not
and in this
more than
country,
that.
we don't even have proper plumbers. I'm
Yes.
telling you, you have a good number of a good plumber, send
Yes.
me. Like, we don't have...
We don't have.
Yeah. So perhaps we need to be training more of what does the market need?
Yeah.
The market
Yeah.
needs more makeup artists, more plumbers, more... Not necessarily. We need to export the doctors. At
Yeah.
this rate.
So this has to go back into our education system, because like you're saying, the market needs ABC, the market needs content. I was just talking with the CEO the other day that, content now is the new gold.
Yeah.
And some of the biggest earners, like you're saying, are YouTubers and people who are, putting content online. Those ones haven't even sending their pay slips, because now the highest earner the other day on YouTube is a Chinese boy who is based in the US or something.
Yeah.
He earned $27 million last year.
Yes.
So you're right in terms of we need to start, especially with the, parents. Let's start telling or rather teaching our kids
Exposing
of
our
the
kids,
new of the new opportunities that have come up to make a profession and make a living outside of being a doctor, being an engineer, being a whatnot, that are actually making some really good money. And I don't know, CEO, you mentioned about the
Economic survey.
Yeah, the economic survey.
Yes.
And only 100,000 Kenyans, I think, are making
Yes.
over
Over
100,000
above, yes.
Yeah, but they haven't put into account the
Informal sector.
the informal sector.
Yes, which is big, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even that doctor, I think even as we are in those... Do you know how many Kenyans really need to be educated? They could become YouTuber doctors. So there's nothing wrong with being a doctor.
You can be a YouTuber doctor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, a young lady doctor I know, recently during Corona, she just started giving women information and gynecology. You know Dr. Sule?
Yeah.
I think she lives ahead of her time. Every influencer has come into her office because they want to be associated with her. And she's making good money. She's just came from nowhere. She's busier than a lot of established gynecologists. So what are we saying? Even with established careers, we need to see what other ways can we monetize what we have. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
So the payslip thing, I think it is good to show.
Yes.
But in African setting, if you show that payslip, let me go there. The bills which will come on your head, my friend, if
That's
we know
true.
it, because people will start saying, there's a church harambe, there's a school harambe, there's a wedding, so people will plan with their money.
Yeah.
Remember, the biggest thing is to plan your money,
Exactly.
but don't let the public plan for you your money.
What? That reminds me, when we were on set for a show that we did, I went around asking all the casting crew,
Yes.
would you share what you make with your spouse?
Yes.
And all of the men were just like, I would not sell my spouse for that exact reason.
Yes.
So plan my money.
They'll plan my money.
You tell your spouse how much you earn, and immediately that money is gone. Like I have plans for that. I have plans for that. You're like, look, it's my.
But can I say something as somebody who's been in a relationship for 25 years, 20 of them married? The secret of our relationship is that we have no secrets. Like everything is on the table. If I'm trusting you with my life, why would I not trust you with my money? So we are very, very open. Everything is open and clear. And this thing of hiding, and Melvin, you said something that we need to start discussing what are we earning. We need to be comfortable discussing about money.
Yeah.
That's how we will know. Do you know how many people in this country actually believe there's such a, if you start making money, you're either wash or you're using some genies or what? Nobody can really make clean money.
Yeah.
Kenyans don't actually know that people, and some Kenyans don't really understand that some careers can really pay. I personally wrote a 200,000 check to a makeup artist.
What?
Yes. Personally. And she wasn't full day with me.
Yeah.
Not full day with me. So I can imagine how much more. She easily made.
You're just one client.
I'm just one client. She
Yeah.
easily made even 2 million.
Yeah.
Yeah? There are some makeup artists who are charging even in dollars. And
Hey.
sorry to go too much into makeup.
Yeah.
But I know fashion designers. There's one, and you know yourself if you're watching. She's going to become the first dollar billionaire out of fashion in Kenya. If you see how much she actually, the clientele, whatever, because the market is changing. Who wants to be seen in the same dress twice?
Exactly,
Yeah.
you can't.
When
You
I
can't.
grew up, who was going to study fashion?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you'll be thrown out
Those,
of the home.
It was like, what is that?
Yeah.
and you're going to study fashion.
To whose house? Are you going back?
But let me tell you, the market has changed. So we need to be open. How much are we making? So people realize you can make money out of sheer hard work, whether it's in business or employment.
Yeah, I think also with regard to, being open about how much I earn or how much you earn with regard to now with couples, because I think that that's the most important with your, with your partner, with your husband, wife. It's the element of trust is very important because money is a representation of my time, my blood, my sweat, my tears. So money is actually money is my life because that's
Money is powerful.
Money is powerful. So
Powerful.
there has to be a deep level of intimacy, and by intimacy I mean the trust level has to be so high so that I can trust that if I tell you this, you're not planning your own things in my mind, or how to kill me, how to finish me, or how to be reckless and frivolous, but I can actually trust you with this information, and you also bring yours to the table. I mean, I've been in a situation where because money is just that. To me, money is that. But when I love and when I trust someone, I will tell them this is how much I'm earning. But I got to a point where I realized I was the only one who was saying this is how much I'm earning. This is how much I'm earning.
But see, that happens.
And nothing was coming from the other side.
But-
So I shut off.
Your
But
money
was
is
that
our
a marriage
money.
relationship?
It
I mean, why would you go
Was a common-
about, like, was it a marriage relationship?
was
or?
a really
Yeah.
proper relationship.
But,
Yeah, and couples actually need to know. If
Yeah.
I don't know how much you're earning, first of all, I need to know your asset base, how much you're earning. Otherwise, I tell guys don't marry
But for
him.
some people,
ladies, listen.
Married.
Guys,
Yeah,
you
for
know,
some people it works
you know,
much
from where our standpoint is always very, my standpoint is always very different.
Yeah.
You see, we always say this. When you're going to date a lady, or when they are having, your first relationship, when you meet, the woman will always ask, how much does this guy have?
What's your net worth?
Yeah,
What's
we'll
their
try
net
and figure
worth?
it out.
Yes.
And they figure out. For us men, what we think is how hot is she is.
True.
We try to
You guys
say
don't
the
care.
looks, the what we don't care. So most of the relationship you're talking about are always mismatched. Apart from Dr. Matsisa's here, which they knew what they're getting into. As we you start
Exactly.
from you are dating, shortly someone has moved into your house, 2 clothes, 3 clothes, you're married. Kenyan, 90%.
Which is very unfair on men because
90%.
it's unfair because I'm busy exposing
what's your mind when-
I'm busy exposing my net worth.
Yes.
And then again, because you see the traditional roles of
Yeah,
I
it's
will
traditional
provide.
roles.
Oh my God!
So
this
is it
focus-
unfair when she's
this focus
carrying the
an
baby
entire
that you're
Pandora
not
box.
carrying? There's your roles, there's a woman's roles.
Yes.
Me, the things that me as a woman I do, you're not going to do. So even the things that you do, why should I do?
So I should bear
money
fact-
should be you.
In this economy,
The babies are me.
in this economy where we are even now throwing stones because of you tell me honestly that the man still remains, but this is an entire different topic.
It's a completely different conversation.
and if you go there, you can really go.
In
So
the spirit of offering sagely advice, what I
Yes.
would actually really truly advise the ladies that do not get into a relationship, even the young men, if you don't know how much your lady is making or how much your man is making, are they in debt or are they not in debt? Because let me tell you, if you go to the divorce court at the courts, money is the biggest. It's not even the in-laws, not infidelity. Is money the biggest cause of divorce? Because people misrepresent. Somebody is coming to seduce you with a big car. You don't even know where it's parked. Then you discover it after.
But actually, people say I'd rather cry inside a Range Rover, but
Then,
not on
uh,
top of
Let me tell you,
then laugh on top of a boda
Oh,
boda.
yes.
you know, I tell all my nieces,
Yes.
Ebu,
Yeah.
he said he has what and what and what. You fall in love. Let me see his pay slip. How
But-
many assets?
I-
Like,
Yeah.
where are you going to be living? I personally take that role.
But it's the same thing I'm going to tell my sons, and please, CEO,
Yes.
you know.
I'll tell my
your
sons
fellow
too. If people are saying like
there's no more for you know how much I earn. Therefore, this thing we are going 50-50.
Yeah.
Or rather,
I'm
or
sorry. No, sorry about that.
on a
No.
percentage, or on a percentage
No,
that makes sense. Because you can't expect me to cater for 110, because and by 110 I mean when your auntie is sick in the village, please, we have to send money. When I don't know who's someone from there, please, you know, babe, we have to do. So I'm doing over and above my nuclear arrangement. I also have to take care of also your people outside. And then also remember, every place slip in Kenya has over 20 dependents.
It is called a black tax.
But yeah, black tax. Yeah.
We have so much black tax as a man.
There has to be.
Can this man pay the black tax?
Exactly.
If you can't pay the black tax, then
no.
Now, Kumbuka nowadays also, with the world going where it has gone, we have very many women qualified and in amazing managerial positions,
jobs.
So actually, you guys have become even bigger earners than us. So this conversation has to be candid between a man and a woman who are going to get there. Because I've seen, like you're saying, it breaks marriages.
Okay. So in conclusion, what we are saying, that it is good to have open conversations and while we're shocked about the disparities in the earning, but we need to have open conversations about money and not feel scared about it, especially if it's a safe space.
And also know how you spend that money.
Exactly, not just how much you earn.
Don't just earn it, but spend it wisely.
And I feel also just like we're in agreement, when couples partner, when it comes to money, I know how much you're bringing to the table, I know how much I'm bringing to the table. I feel as a man, I am better managed because, listen, let's face it, CEO, most of us men are managed.
No, we are managed. My money is managed.
Yeah, we're managed. We're managed. So when I bring you, and for me, it's the intimacy it brings, just to know that you know what I'm about and I know what you're about. That intimacy, and then of course the faithfulness and the loyalty to that. To making sure this money, therefore, is channeled towards the right, you know.
The financial, you're talking about financial fidelity, the expenditure,
you're on the same
honesty
page.
and truth. But also remember, there are people who hide these things before they plan for the future.
Yeah, especially them, because, you know, they have a... God.
Some people will walk into your life with clear vision of building you and disappearing with everything.
Really?
You realize they have so many other investments there that
you have no clue.
Do you guys remember the story of the wife and the husband, who the husband was paying rent and the wife owned the house?
Imagine.
So you have to know these things also exist.
Yeah.
So the fidelity.
Things that drive you to the grave.
Yeah.
Okay, I have more comments on that, but should we move on now?
Yes, sure. Next topic.
So recently, one of the local dailies, I'm just going to refer to the papers, talked about, we are still talking about money, the billionaire stories. There's more on that. And basically, and which is true, I agree with that, that when you look at the billionaires, there's this assumption that you drop out of school because they're looking at someone like Zuckerberg, looking at somebody like Steve Jobs, somebody like Bill Gates. They all dropped out of school and they became billionaires. So a lot of young Kenyans are thinking, okay, perhaps we don't even need to go to college. And so the story is that there's more to it. That a lot of these billionaires, when you look at them, actually, they didn't come from poor families. And so personally, it's something I've always believed that, and being somebody who is in business, I was able to take a lot of risks. Why? Because I did not have anyone depending on me, but I knew if all fails, my papa in the village is still willing to take me back. Because he always said, you know, Catherine, this is your home. So I felt there was a bit of that. But a lot of people cannot actually take risks. So that a lot of billionaires, a lot of people who, because to become a billionaire, you have to try many things. For every Facebook, there's so many other people who failed off. So unless you can take risks, then you... What do you guys think?
Yeah, and also don't forget, these people didn't drop out of any school. Most of them dropped out of Harvard. So these people were already super, super smart, super accomplished even before they got to Harvard. So it's also not like, don't think, okay, fine, I just dropped out of this community college and you guys are on the same plane as these people. They're not the same. But in terms of that, there's two sides, because I think a lot of the, especially even here in Kenya, a lot of the super, super rich people did come from nothing. and they build themselves up. So work and hard work ethic and really striving, there's a place for that. But I also do think, as in, like, I would say I was pretty privileged growing up. It does make a huge difference, even if I dropped out of school, as in, like, my parents know this person, this person. If I wanted a job tomorrow, my parents would be like, call up a friend, you know. So there are privileges to that as well. That's now, I think, a lot of the Mark Zuckerbergers of the world benefited from as well.
Let me spin it this way. I think internationally,
Yeah.
it is totally different from what's set up locally. I will give you the billionaires of the first generation. Jenga Karume, from a charcoal dealer to a billionaire, and ended up owning very many big hotels. So our setup is the environment. You have to actually conquer your environment, number one. If you can't conquer your environment, because there are farmers who are in Rift Valley who are extremely rich. They've never come to Nairobi. They just know a tractor and a wheat farm. And the guy makes money. Someone who knows only to plant maize, others do. So it is how you conquer your environment you're living in to make your money. And also, before you make that money, you will fail severally.
Yeah.
Yes.
And people never tell you how much they've failed. But before that guy or that millionaire makes that 1 billion, the heartbreaks, the late nights, and the drama is unbelievable.
Yeah. I think also what comes through is, what I'm getting here also is, there's no direct correlation between education and being a millionaire.
That's false. I think that's false.
No, let me explain. Let me explain. Like he's saying, Jenga Karume honestly had no education. These are people, being a millionaire is, and then also number two, so you can pick it up. There's no millionaire, I think, who has become a millionaire because of earning a salary. Most of these people are business people, and they've become millionaires by identifying something in society that is a problem or a challenge, and then they have solved that problem and become a need, a craving or something in the moment, and they've identified it and moved with it and solved it, provided a solution, and then in that they've made a business and become millionaires. Where education becomes essential, I think now you may agree, is that with any career, I'm an actor. There's no basically schools for acting, but I've done several workshops. Every career you take has to have some form of, talented or not, or whatever, you have to also have some study behind it. There's techniques. There's people who have gone before you and they are gifted in it. They can advise, educate, and tell you, okay, this is how you can move from this point to this. Because even I'm sure someone like Jenga Karume, at some point may have taken some financial studies or whatnot. So that's why I say, there used to be a song growing up, so many vijana muongeze pia bidii mwisho wa kusoma utapata kazi nzuri sana.
He's still alive. The gentleman is called John Blastos Obulawayo. He lives around here.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So our problem has been, so go to school, get an education, then you get a job, then you become perhaps a millionaire from that job. But my thinking is, me, as long as I am gifted in this area, I'm passionate about this something, and then I can see a problem I can solve. If I cash in on it, if I solve it, money will come. And then after that, or even before that, therefore, back it up with some education.
You know what I think about that? I feel like that mindset is looking at the outliers, which also is kind of what this article is saying. You're looking at the few people who, yes, did not have an education and made it. But for every one of those people, there's 100 people who didn't have an education, tried like these people, and failed. And then the other thing, when it comes to education, when you go to school, when you go to university, it's not just the education you're getting from class that helps you later in life. The amount of networking that you do in universities, there's no other situation where you'll be around such a diverse group of people from all over the world. Those networks are networks, now when these people go out in the world, they become lawyers, they become doctors, they become these people and these people. These are networks that you're going to use to also build yourself. So I think that's the other thing that people don't appreciate about university and that experience, is it opens your mind up so much, and it gives you such a great network to now go into your professional life.
I think education is key.
Yeah.
But education does not define how you will be successful.
That's
because the problem with education is also channel visions you into something. Because there are people who would be much better And that's why you see the guys who really fail off, the guys who score C's and all that. They try so many things than an A student. An A student knows, I will go, I'll get my first class, I will go to become a doctor, I'll be the best. But there's like a guy there who...
He's like, a D student.
Yeah, or let me say the people who start these banks, and I won't name which one, was in school with the guys who scored A's and all this. But he looked at the gap in the industry, said, this banking in Kenya, guys only bank if you have 10,000. So that's your minimum balance.
Minimum balance, yeah.
So he said, these Kenyans cannot have minimum balance of 10 Gs. Me, I'll have my bank, you have zero balance. Even opening account is
And
free.
you can bring the chicken.
And you can bring the chicken, and I'll insure it.
Yeah.
You understand? You have to conquer your environment. So a new student will just start saying, hey, this character, if this chicken dies, what is the cost-benefit analysis? You start building so many structures around your business before you even kick it off. But some people take it by a leap of faith. There are people who do it. You have education, you have wisdom. You see, in the olden days, the richest man ever to live, Mansa Musa, did have education.
Okay, these conversations are getting hotter and even realer. But for now, we have to take a break. But when we get back, we're going to be digging even deeper into some really amazing stuff. And we are here to keep it real. So let's keep it real. See you in a second.
Welcome back to reality, and let's be real.
So recently I came across this young man who is from the Stanford community.
University, yes.
University.
Yeah, Stanford.
And he's Indian. He came up with these baby incubators.
Yes.
And they're doing very well around the world. So, you know, when you look at, I'll come back to that story, but when you look at the kind of billionaires we have in Africa, the dollar billionaires we have in Africa, and you look at some markets are already conquered. So we have people like Dangote who've made money out of trading commodities. Then we've got the Tanzanian one. He also made money out of, he's like in basically 125 businesses, business categories. And he's like 7% of that. I don't know how many billions within Africa. He's got that part. It's basically trading. We are looking at how do we conquer the new world? How do we come up with discoveries? You know, the Steve Jobs kind of discoveries that are going to conquer the world and really be at that world stage. And what am I saying? That for all these people who can give up everything else and try and fail 999 times, these people have got something to fall on. Therefore, we need the corporate world to really invest in these young people, trying to come up with these technologies. Because a lot of people are scared. They have ideas, but they're scared. They're scared because your children are being thrown out of school tomorrow. Are you going to go and work on your inventions? Or you're going to pay school fees? Or you're being thrown out of your house? Do you know how many ideas in Africa are actually just dying because people can't take the risk? Why would you take the risk? You can't pay your rent. You can't, or our ideas then end up being stolen by other people. They appropriate them, and then we lose that because we are not making investments in these younger people. So I think this should be a wake-up call to investors. What do you think?
I agree totally with you. It's a wake-up call, but also remember that you must always do something which is beneficial to your environment and conquer it. Because if you can't conquer it first, you will struggle for market. Create your own market so that your invention can be used. Like if you're coming from India and you're coming from Kenya, you know what we really need now. Is it a medical? We need social things. We need fintech. Many things which you can say.
Allow me to come back to that Indian story. I think because it's really important. So this young man living over in America, all his parents, doctors and all that. So he goes into India, and because he's from this big community, he went there to study something else. And then he discovers that there's all these young women women in the wards who are being who have children who've been born premature and
Yes.
all that. So they are being given all the children have been put on these big machines. They are being the women are being shunned by their communities, and he just thought, I must do something about them, because so he thought of coming up with an incubator that is solar, that you can go with it at home.
Yes.
And he even dropped out of college to actually create time. And why were people picking his phone? Because he said, "Okay, I'm from Stanford, I'm from Harvard, I'm from here." That created, it opened. He was able to sit there for almost 2 years and study this thing and do it, because he knew even if it doesn't work, he'll just go back and he'll not
get a job.
He'll get a job. He'll go back to college. He will until he came up with this invention. Now you can actually get a portable baby incubator when you have those preemie children. But he was only able to do it because he had networks. When you hear somebody, "Oh, I'm from Stanford," or "I'm from Harvard," you pick up the phone.
Yeah, you pick up the phone.
You meet them. You understand?
Yeah, and even me personally.
So they
because
needed to be in education, first of all, to access these networks.
Yeah, because I also went to a pretty good school. I went to Brown. And when I say that in conversations, it matters. The same way my parents both went to Yale. When you say that, it matters. And that's some of the capital also that comes along with education beyond what you learn in the classroom.
Yes.
I think, well, let's agree that education matters.
It does.
Is key to develop, but if you cannot get that education and you have that passion for business, do not feel that we are intimidating you.
Yes.
Do not
I
feel
I
that
agree
we are
with
intimidating you.
Please.
Just know that go for it, but make sure that you're doing something which will be a solution to your environment, to your people, so that you have that market.
Yes.
But if you have the brains to go to school, school emancipates minds and it opens your worldview. So let's move.
I think we're all familiar with this gentleman called Kabi or Jesus.
Yes.
Well, they were Jesus family, yeah.
They were Jesus family and his wife Millie.
Yeah.
So recently Millie's brother had a lovely, lavish, they call it rasho.
Has it happened yet? Oh, yeah,
It's happened.
Yes. Yeah.
It's happened. So lavish, rasho somewhere, I don't know where. And people came, it was colorful, it was amazing. Introduction, and everyone is happy. So of course after that the next step is what? After pre-wedding now
You need mbesha.
now we need money. Basically we've called you here to show you that we want to get married.
Yes.
Pre-wedding follows up, and Millie wa Jesus says goes on, because she has a big following. Him and both her and the husband have a huge following on Instagram and on all their handles. Hey guys, we're doing a pre-wedding. My brother needs to get married, and it needs to be lit. It needs to be amazing. But guess who's gonna foot the bill? It's not gonna be us only. This thing also belongs to you. So send some money so that me, my brother and his wife can get
enjoy
married.
ourselves.
I have a question with that, guys. To be honest with you guys.
Yeah, nonsense.
So me, where I come from, it's called, allow me to use this language, the closest, okay, let me say, it's called in Lunje, Honyola Mlinjeti. In
You're Isuha.
Isuha.
From Malay side.
All Isuha in the house, yeah. That's
Translate for the rest of us.
In Hohama Mlinjeti. In Kiswahili means looking for a blanket. I'm a kutafuta jiko. So basically I'm looking for warm, because it's an analogy. So I have decided it's time for me as a man to look for blanketi or look for a woman I can marry.
Yes.
See, how is that your responsibility? Like how what is that to you?
First of all, it's preposterous.
Yeah.
It is preposterous.
And scandalous.
Yeah.
Yes. I cannot marry for you a wife.
And why not?
I will not marry for you a wife.
Look, okay, let me just throw, before all of you
I
go,
will not marry
let
for
me
you
throw
a
the
wife.
spanner in the wax.
I'm not marrying for your wife.
Let me tell you, I absolutely, in the past, when I was trying to be hoity-toity,
Yes.
whatever, 20 years ago,
Yes.
I completely think different. And you know what? What did you call her? Kabi? Jesus.
Kabiwa Jesus.
Yeah.
That is the way to go. So I'll tell you something. I will tell you something about celebrities. Number one, we are so used to things being thrown at us. We do not pay for anything in this town. I tell you for real. Okay, this one is mine. It's mine.
Are you sure?
I wore it again. It's my dress.
Are you sure? Is it not for
But I'll
branding?
tell you
Are you not
something.
branding something?
No, this one is
okay.
mine. But I have a lot of free things. I get a lot of free things. So we just used to that. Sometimes you feel so much pain paying for anything. But that said, okay, number one, if people come together and fundraise this money, nobody is being forced, okay? If you expect me to be with you during your sad times, and at this time I have to say, I don't know what's happening to fathers. I'm like, to men actually, I'm almost like being co-opted into 10 funeral, hospital, I don't know what, WhatsApp groups that I need to pay money in. Why can't we celebrate together? When we are together in the sad times, why can we not to be together in the happy times? And I just produce the photos. But, okay, speaking for the industry. So this money is going to be put together. Sometimes you guys underestimate, yeah, the value of a wedding. Okay?
They're expensive, yeah.
Yeah, not just even expensive. Do you know weddings? Number one, redistribute the income. They will get this money. Have you forgotten how many artists they're going to hire? The fashion designers they're going to use, all the food they're going to eat, plus they're going to contribute to the happiness index of the country.
But you know, this is my problem.
So,
I want to get...
So the point is this, let me watch Animalize.
Yeah.
The point is this, that if we are going to be sad together, let us be happy together.
But this is
and it is about how much you're... You see, the thing is this. Probably, Millie wa Jesus, is Millie wa Jesus?
Yeah,
or
yeah,
Kabi
yeah,
wa
yeah.
Jesus,
No, it's
whatever
Millie,
it is
yeah.
they are, yeah? They have been contributing so much. And they're like, you know what? This is my time. Why not?
Because first
No.
of all,
Remember, it's not even
wait,
them.
This is how Kenyans
yeah, like,
live.
no.
This is how 45 million Kenyans
No,
are
but let me tell
living.
you, when you say let's celebrate together, these fans, do you think they're being invited to the wedding? They're not. So they're paying money for a wedding. They're not going to enjoy themselves.
I agree with you. You need to celebrate together. I agree with you. You need to suffer together. But I
you know what you're saying,
disagree
doesn't make
with
sense.
you.
Precisely.
What I disagree with is that, first of all, I just see you on social media, I don't know you.
Exactly. We don't know each other.
But no one is forcing
You're
you
not-
to give money.
No, but because you're
it's-
appealing.
Yeah.
You're
to be on
appealing.
social media.
No, you're appealing.
And they're paid.
You are appealing to my mentor because Kenyans, and this is what I bring. I'll bring prosperity gospel. I believe in Jesus Christ. Do not misquote me. I believe in God, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I do believe.
And the only apostolic church.
No. I'm a Protestant. But this is where I'm going. The Kenyan masses have been hoodwinked so many times
Funny,
with wash, with get rich quick, with personality identity. So these Midiwa Jesus and who? Kabi.
Yeah.
They have been appealing, they are influencing these people negatively to give them money, the people they don't know.
it is not negative.
How
How negative
how
is
come
it?
I've
They're
never
having
seen-
a wedding.
Why haven't I ever seen
That's the
them?
fans are not
Kenyans
going
have been
to.
going through drought. Why haven't I ever
Have
seen
they
them saying,
contributed
Exactly.
hey guys, let's contribute
Exactly.
to a community
drought.
in Marsabit or
Yeah.
whatever because of that. Because, look, okay, you say we contribute to funerals and marriage is a choice. I have decided to get married. I don't decide to get sick.
I said,
The reason why
Yeah.
we're empathetic towards terminal illnesses and calamities is because nobody stands in the middle of the road for avoidable suicide, except suicide cases, another different topic, and says, oh, cancer come my way. No one says that. So therefore, I feel when someone who was a funeral or a sickness appeals for, but using your influence as Kabiwa Jesus, especially that Jesus name, which I believe in Jesus as well, you've attached
You
yourself
see how
to
judgmental you're being? I mean, anyone can be Jesus.
we're saying the one Jesus, the one
Yeah.
you don't-
yeah, because using that and appealing to the emotions of your vulnerable followers, not even for yourself.
How vulnerable
Not,
do you
not,
think these people
not
are?
even for yourself, for your brother.
not vulnerable.
Okay, I would even say it makes sense if it's theirs. Now you're bringing your brother who I don't even know.
Yeah.
But no
Who
one
is
is forcing
who is your
anybody.
brother? Hmm?
But isn't it disrespectful even asking?
No,
even
not,
asking.
It's perception. It is perception.
Because you
and
started
your
by
reality
saying
is
that
your
these guys get
reality.
so much free stuff. So don't they have the money to give their brother?
But so the
Why should
people
I be the
giving-
one?
You know, the thing is, you know, this is what I learned. This is what I actually learned, and it was a very, very humbling experience.
Yeah.
Working on Samantha's Bridal as a brand and being in that wedding space. Initially, I would even write articles. I've appeared in the past on media talking bad things about people who are fundraising. And then I realized that actually this is how Kenyans live.
Keep the Harambee spirit alive, yes.
For your own
but,
people.
But when it comes
For
to
your-
a wedding, I'm a father of a daughter. My daughter is getting married to this guy whose sister is busy calling for Harambee. I want to stay with my daughter.
But you know what?
Will she eat? Will she dress?
No.
You know? Will she go to the salon?
You see, the thing is this. The thing is
Think
this.
my point.
What most
The
people
sister
do
is
not
big.
understand.
Shemeji ananiombea pesa. Oh, come
What
on.
most people do not understand is that to be, it costs. There's a lot of cost to be Kabi wa Jesus. You expect to see them in a certain way. You expect to. There's a cost to that.
We didn't
so
ask
you
them.
guys. So you guys, then don't follow them. They've got their followers.
We didn't ask them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is this. I think what we need to do is to wait and see.
Yes.
We need to revisit this conversation to wait and see,
Yeah.
are people actually going to give money? And if they are
Of
going
course
to
people
give
will
money,
give.
I want one person who's going to come out and say they were coerced into giving money. Nobody's being coerced.
It is true.
into
It's just
giving
in bad
money.
taste
True,
that
it
they
is.
ask.
It's according to you.
yeah,
Some
according
people
to
are
me,
so
it's
happy,
in bad
"Oh,
taste."
You can even ask us, I love you so much. You really changed my life in this way. Okay, here.
Anyway,
Yeah.
see you.
Yeah.
That might, you know what?
We're not gonna get anywhere.
No. Let me say something in closing.
Yes.
That lavish pre-wedding you saw,
Yes.
that money went into supporting the fashion industry. It went into supporting the culinary arts industry. When I say culinary arts, all the caterers who are there. It went into supporting the performing arts industry and therefore building those careers. There's so many things we are really not. So what you see, we could say we can fundraise for the culinary arts. So we're just gonna dish them money, or they're gonna be doing something.
But not all of
So
that.
a lot of Kenyans are fundraising to, even if they invested into a house. In fact,
So-
I
so-
really hope Kenyans will give and they'll go and buy a house.
So therefore,
So
what
you
I
guys
say.
give me
so,
money,
so,
I'll
so,
go on holiday and I'll support the
What is-
hotels.
yes.
So
give me money for that.
So therefore,
Let's end it.
Guys, give me
so therefore,
money.
to make it
Yeah,
fair, okay,
yeah.
to make it fair,
Yeah.
Kenyans give money to that wedding thing, but also for her and her husband, they make sure that
They tag all the fashion designers, all the
yeah,
people,
they
all the businesses.
get all the service providers from the list of people who have contributed.
How they
So-
spend.
yeah, how they
Exactly.
spend.
Good.
That
I hope
makes
Simi
sense.
is watching
How
or
they
Kabu is
spend.
watching.
And it should be the last time
have
they're
to
doing it
show us.
anyway.
Yes,
Yeah.
they have to show us
Where that
how
money
they've
is going.
spent this money.
Yeah,
Yes.
and by the way, tell them, okay.
Okay, I don't know them, but I hope they are watching.
Yeah, you're watching. Also, there's also
Stream
other.
the wedding so
there's
your
also,
fans can watch.
Exactly, but
Stream
but,
the wedding.
but
Yeah,
also,
it's a celebration
celebration.
that they're
Yeah.
paying
And
for.
the unhappy nation is a healthy nation.
a healthy nation.
Yeah.
But a healthy nation is a nation that is eating. There's been a drought. Just because there's rain doesn't mean food has grown. So Kabiwa Jesus also and
Do
your
some
Yeah.
charity.
do some charity for
Make a
Kenya.
plea
Yes.
for,
Don't
for
just come
people
in
So we
the
agree
wedding.
they should
Yeah.
fundraise.
Yeah, and give
For
the
more than just
give-
their
and the
brother's
service
wedding.
providers should come
Yeah.
from their clique of funds.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yes.
Let's move on. We are talking about weddings, and Samantha is very, very.
Passionate about
Very passionate. I love you raising my
I used to be hoity-toity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I have a different mindset.
So now let's move to even more weddings then. The Madame Boss herself,
Oh, Akode.
Madame Boss,
Yes.
the president of single mothers in Africa.
Amen.
You must love her.
Yeah.
Oh, you will love.
We love her. She's a great woman.
Yeah.
But her wedding is now in 6 days, 5-6 days, yes. To this young man who looks very good and
He's a
wish
white,
her well.
Yeah.
The guy
the
from
Caucasian guy.
The white guy, yeah.
From Switzerland.
Switzerland, yes.
I can't keep up with that trail of.
Yes,
Aye.
but I like her wedding dress
Today
is
talk
from
about
Europe,
single people.
and
Okay.
that's why I want to bring Samantha into this.
Yeah.
And she was talking about it is heavy to be a personality and to tag many people. There are many things to go through, and for her, Akode had depression, and she said that people expect her to have a new dress every day for her shoot. People expect her to move to every good place to eat. You do not eat omena. I love omena and ugali.
And kunde.
And kunde.
Na maziwa mala.
Omena fry.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
Yeah, na maziwa mala.
Na maziwa kidogo tu.
But you name any brand because now we are
yeah,
brands come on board.
Yeah,
brands can come on board.
What do you think? This depression, is it very hard for someone because of your position? You get depressed because people expect so much from you and also from family, and now how does it pan out in the environment?
I think being, I'll take it up first because I'm almost in the same position with regard to, I'm a public figure. I've built my acting career now going to 20 years. I've been in some projects that are amazing and wonderful and awesome, and I've been in some not so amazing projects. But however, I believe with every project it's a building block to where I am right now. However, anytime you're thrust into the public limelight, the first thing anybody knows and expects from you is that you're living large. You have so much money. You have truckloads of money. You're living in a posh house in Karen or a nice apartment in Kilimanjaro, whatever. But that is not always the case because again, these things take time to before you start cashing in even on your art, especially as an actor. For musicians, it's slightly different because they get shows. But before you start cashing in on anything meaningful as a performer, it takes years of hard work. But you see along the way, the limelight is there and you're being seen all over the place. And yes, the pressure gets on. But not so much from the public. The public comes later than it is from your inner circle. Your sister, your cousin and whatnot, because they don't understand. And so there's all these things of, it comes down to, it comes down to money. It comes down to money. If the fame and the money were in tandem, there'd be no problem. But because now they are almost here, where you're barely surviving, and you're in the limelight, and people are seeing this girl. And for events we turn up. Events I turn up, like you're saying, us guys don't pay for anything. For events, there are people who are calling me to dress me up for the event. So I look posh, I look amazing, but it hasn't come to that yet.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you pay.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course. But in the spirit of collaboration, so I understand when she says depression can check in when even you yourself you sit down and say, and now you begin to go even just to say, look, when I look at other industries like Nigeria and Tanzania, and I'm seeing these guys are moving and the amount of jobs that their turnover seems to be amazing. You're like, oh my goodness, was I born in the wrong geographical location? I mean, yeah. Yeah,
I think happens. For me, what's that story of Akothe, and especially her depression, reminded me of is the idea of all that glitters is not gold. Money is not the cure of happiness. It helps. It helps things, but I feel like there's this perception that if you're well off, if you're making money, if your career is successful, you're not allowed to struggle. And no one will have sympathy for you if you struggle. If you're making money, because I know for me, because I think most people, especially in our industry, would say like I grew up somehow privileged. So if I have any kind of struggle, no one wants to hear it. Because they're like, you can just go to your parents, you can just do this. And so I think for Akothe, she might suffer from the same thing of everyone's like, but you have money, so what's your issue? Like me, I know real problems. Me, I know real depression. Yes. Me, I don't have money. You have money. What are you talking about being depressed? You know what I mean? And so I think we need to have a bigger conversation and people need to understand. Because I think everyone who did not have money and got money, I think they all say the same thing. Money does not buy you happiness. Behind all those mansions, there are women getting beaten up in their homes. There are people who are about to be auctioned. Yes, in that current mansion, but they're about to be auctioned. People are going through things behind those closed doors. And you need to have sympathy and space for them to go through those things and get support the same way as the people who are not doing well financially. It's not just money.
So you know what? What is Akothe's claim to fame?
Hi, what is it? I don't know. Tell us.
But you know, sometimes we set ourselves up, okay? So what do I want to say that, first of all, mental health is a major problem.
For everyone.
For everyone in the world right now, yeah? And I think that's why we are even having this conversation. We are saying, let's be real. Okay? Let us be real. I have built a business and a career out of, you know, the entertainment business, from publishing, going out to Samantha's Bridal and doing everything. The one thing I have said personally is that I'm going to be real. When I went through an auction, I talked about it. I'm very, very open. So don't expect anything. When I was losing my hair, I cut it, and I told everyone, it's alopecia. So you know what? Don't expect anything. You know, sometimes I think in the entertainment industry, we set ourselves up for failure. Like, everybody knows. I even tell couples, and in talking about the 700,000 dress she's having and the shoe of 100, so almost $1 million bob on her look alone. If she can afford
minus makeup,
well and good, minus makeup, yes, and makeup alone is like $500.
Yes.
Yeah.
So minus makeup, it's just a dress. And
yes.
I've not put any other
No
thing.
jewelry.
We haven't talked about
anything.
no jewelry, no
car.
wedding ring, whatever.
Yeah.
So, you know, if that's going to be your claim to fame, yeah, then, but I don't think, I follow her, and I do like her personality.
As you
So,
speak, let me add this some wine.
Oh, thank you so much, yeah.
For wisdom. For
Yes.
wisdom.
So what am I saying? I'm saying that let us be real.
Yes.
But on the other hand, I think this is where the learning for Kenyans comes in. That it costs, there is a cost to being some of these celebrities. And that's the cost.
That's the cost.
Not just financial, but there's also a mental cost.
Yeah.
It's a mental cost.
We agree that, of course, mental illness is there.
Yeah.
Depression is there. But the journeys is what actually lead us to these spaces.
Yeah.
Because we take our journeys, some people take their journeys very wrongly, and others are not prepared to the outcome. The moment you start drinking, and like now we have a drink, you can't afford it, then you think you're there. So you start drinking heavily, then you don't, then you fall into the lower brand, you fall, and you've seen people falling off the wagon slowly.
Yep.
Slowly.
Yeah.
Slowly, and they are kicked out of their homes, and they're kicked out of, others live in the streets eventually, and you ask, hey, this guy earned a lot of money, what happened?
Yeah.
Is it financial literacy? Is it that they have the wrong friends, what you've said? What is your inner circle?
As a society, we are as shallow as we are. I'll give you an example. I'll dwell on the artist perspective lane, because you know that's my line of profession or speciality. You see, now I'm a black man. The moment I am representing myself to an agent or a producer, I'm already a black man, so I've already been categorized in a certain salary, whatever category. I'm a suffering man. All those things are put in the profile. The moment so salary, can't go beyond that, glass ceiling. But the moment I get representation, and especially, just start with even biracial.
Yeah.
Don't even go far. Just start with, my rep is appointee, a biracial. Take it even further, I get a Mzungu to represent me. Me, I won't be there in that negotiation. My friend, this thing will be tripled or doubled. So you see also, the society, the way it is, it perceives you with your performance. So with my agent, I'm performing. They are performing for me and getting the results that I need. So that's what society has become, and now we have all become performers in our own rights.
Yes, we have to perform.
You know.
It's always been like that, no?
But you know what? At this point, Melvin, and I ask people to, sometimes there's a moments when you have to speak up, and there are those people who've spoken up when it comes to especially performing arts. Like, for example, the operas, you listen to the voice. So you are hiring the voice not the person. And since then, we've seen a lot of black people actually getting into some of the careers that were just reserved for, because of that, it's called biased. But that said, there are times when you have to choose. Do you want to become a freedom fighter? Or do you just really want to perform and get on?
Are you a revolutionary?
Are you a revolutionarist?
Or am I losing time and I need to really get this
Guys,
thing right?
I think we
So
get
if you need, let me tell you, no, listen, let me tell you something. You know, when I started business, I entered business that was very, there was a lot of companies that were closing. People wanted to hear a man's voice. You want to hear a man's voice? I'm going to get a man. This is my GM. Call him. I was just a 20-something-year-old girl starting into business. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to fight a feminist who I'm trying to build a business. You want to hear a Mzungu voice? There. You want to hear a man's voice? There. You want to see a pretty girl? There. You want to see what? You want to see an Indian girl? There. I'm giving you.
Yeah.
You understand?
I'll give you what you want.
I lived to tell the tale. Here I am. I'm still alive.
And you're
Running a business. So
Yeah.
you choose your battles wisely.
We've agreed. Let's choose our battles wisely, but remember, mental health, mental illness is a big thing.
For everyone.
For everyone. We need to be very careful. We need to educate people. We need to see a specialist if you think you're not doing all right. And let's move. In this segment, we are going to be discussing heavy conversations. We are going to do a bit of heavy lifting on issues which are affecting society, and especially things to do with socio-cultural and religion. Let's talk about religion. You know that Dr. Catherine here says that she quoted Karl Marx that the religion is the opium of the world. Masses.
Yeah.
In our society, there's enough prosperity gospel preachers, enough of them. There's a guy who says that 316 people who are saying other things, but is it good to commercialize religion? Is it okay to commercialize religion?
Do you know Jesus Christ was the biggest salesman that ever existed? And he built an amazing brand. Let's start there.
Explain, please. Explain that one, please.
Okay. I think religion, yes, Karl Marx says, is opium. What does opium do?
Yes.
But it's really true. You know, let's look at religion in Africa and you look at religion in other continents. Let's say that. There's a place of religion. There is the religious part, and sometimes, you know, there's a book that has been written that says hope is not a strategy. But I say hope is a strategy. You know, Africa has one of those very, very, very poor conditions. And we're trying to get out of it. And sometimes people need to hang on to hope. When there's nothing else to hang on, they need to believe when there's nothing to actually even believe in. And I think religion really comes in to really fill that gap. And if you're going to be a salesman, then you better look the part. Yes. So we better be like the salespeople.
And sell hope.
And sell hope. And that's what religion is selling. And it costs to sell that hope. You think you're going to fly jets? You're going to live in those mansions? You think they're just going to drop from heaven like manna? No, you're going to pay for them.
That's right.
But
so
also,
if you've got to sell hope,
sell hope.
Build the product.
Sell hopeful hope.
Yes, hopeful hope.
Make it look good.
Yes, make it look good. So I personally, to tell you the truth, religion, there's very many politicians who actually own churches.
Oh, yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Attacks, for reasons of foundations, fraud, whatever it is. But for me, it does cost. There is always a cost to everything. And sometimes people need hope, especially at a time like now. People need hope. And religion is a really good way to help people to get over some of these issues.
I think you've mentioned Jesus Christ, and I'm a follower and a believer of Jesus Christ. And when I look at his way of life and his philosophies
and
teachings, apart from the part where he has come to rescue or to offer a solution to the human condition, he also he was very realistic, because human needs are human needs.
Yeah.
After he told me I'll go to heaven and I am the way, the truth, and the life, and all those things, and I believe that. There's also okay, sour. I believe all those things. But now, how do I live here? Before I get to heaven to you, how do I live here? And he was very practical. He was a carpenter.
He turned water into wine. Cheers, everybody.
He sent Peter water into wine. Wasn't Samantha wine though, but it was may have been as good. So Christ taught us how to live in our day-to-day life, and poverty wasn't part of his mantra. It was work hard and you know, invest here, invest there. I remember even at some point he performed a miracle where he sent Peter to get some money from a fish. You know, miracle worker. So I have a problem believing that the grandiose, amazing God of the world who owns silver and gold and diamond and tanzanite is a poor God. I just feel that the current preachers have taken it and taken the poverty situation, especially in Africa, and twisted it and turned it to now become a tick where you're now sucking out of vulnerable people who on this other side have turned to religion for hope, you know, like you're saying. And it's very easy for you to tell me, give me that last 70 shillings you have. I remember there's a time I went to church. In my younger years, I went to church. I was believing all those things, and but I still believe. And you know, I was told, give your last, like the woman who gave her last coin. I gave my fare, and I believe this someone will turn out for me before this service ends. And I gave my last 70 bob. That's how they do it.
Look, you're going to Hollywood.
Yeah.
I walked home. But
you walked home, but look, you're about to go to Hollywood. How do you know that last 70 bob is not the one working?
But I think the problem is, but the problem is, I feel like in Jesus' time, yes, he collected money, but it also went to now the people who needed it. Whereas I feel like for us in the church now, you collect money and it stays. It stays with the church, it stays with the pastor, he buys a new car, he buys a new house. It doesn't funnel back into the most needy people, and that's the issue.
But guys, let me tell you, and okay, I know all the Catholics are gonna crucify me, but you go into those churches in Europe, and you just like there's nothing like poverty there. There's absolutely
isn't the Catholic Church like one of the most richest organizations in the world?
The gold, the what, and you know the thing is, people just don't want to read for themselves. You've got to learn about. You have to go back and study the history of religion.
Of course, yes.
Yes, you once you study that, you do realize from the kings, everybody has used religion in their own ways. There's many things that have really actually changed. So the only way Kenyans can actually save themselves is to equip themselves with knowledge, to go back and actually study. If we are not going to educate, the Bible says, where? My people are dying. For the lack of
scripture. So let's put it into perspective. Religion is not bad. Religion is wonderful. It makes people closer to God. The problem we have is the generation we have today. There are a couple of individual groups of pastors who are taking advantage of other people. And they are doing it in the wrong way. The philosophy of religion. There's a book I read a few years ago. It's called The Rational Path, written by 3 professors. It's available. It's called The Rational Path, written by Professor Jackson Boma Ojuang, Jesse Mugambi, professor, and there's a third person there. But they was just saying, what is the rational way of doing things? We just have to be rational. You cannot tell a very poor person to give all what and don't give them solutions. Religion is about solution. It is what we are going to offer. That's why Apostle Paul says that you need to work. The people who cannot work should not even eat. But you see, the churches, some churches do not want to teach about working. They want to teach about miracles minus work. So you need to teach the whole gospel. The whole gospel of Jesus is a cross section. It did not stop with only one thing, that give, it shall come. It says work as well. And the work of your hand shall be blessed.
It's just people need to educate themselves by themselves.
Go
read the Bible by yourself.
Exactly.
Understand what it's saying, instead of always trusting
it comes down
what
to
only your pastor says.
It's the only antidote. If all Christians should now just take the Bible into their hands, and of course
and read it for themselves.
And of course we pray. Read the Bible for yourself, understand it for yourself. Forget about this nonsense, or I've been told by daddy and mommy and all those things they call daddy and mommy. And just read the Bible for yourself, interpret it for yourself. Because even the Bible says, you know, that you know, there's going to come a time when nobody will need anybody to teach them about the Bible. That time, I think, is now, because there's too much. There's too much. You know, fakeness around, that you just need to know God for yourself and the Bible for yourself. If you feel this is the money being asked now, I can give, you give it. But this whole nonsense of and being bombarded by give, turn around 7 times, say I'm going to get rich, or the wealth of the wicked, you're busy calling people who you think wicked, you're calling their wealth into your home. It won't come.
Yeah. And even the Bible is very clear on the giving.
Yeah.
It is not blanket.
Yep.
That's why it says, give your tithe at 10%. Our God is a God of measure. He knows He knows the amount. So don't be cheated to give everything. He says, bring
10%.
10%.
Give.
Some have turned it to give.
Good measures, shackles.
Some have turned it to give 90%, remain 10.
No.
But that said,
you know?
that said, I truly think so that what as a nation we need to work across, and it goes back to our original conversation about pay slips, is about really people understanding that nobody is corrupt. Okay, there's people who are making money out of corruption, but that's very few people. People are working hard and really making a living of the day. Nobody's going to come and pray you out of I don't know what. You really, at the end of the day, must wake up. I've noticed there's a lot of Kenyans who really believe in, like, someone will just come and pray and you just work, open your eyes and there'll be money there. So we need to get out of that mentality. But we also need to, perhaps we need to change our policies. We need to be a little bit semi-socialist, such that everybody can afford basic school, basic health, basic. So the moment you get people out of a certain level of life,
desperation.
And desperation, it speaks of desperation.
Yeah.
We've talked of celebrities who've conned out people out of land because they are using their influence. Some churches are using people out of their desperation and taking advantage. But the moment you've raised everyone out of that, I hope will be a time in Kenya when we will, then I think this thing is going to end. It's nonsense.
Yeah.
So I want us to end because of time.
Yeah.
And Melissa, because you're the one who haven't spoken much on this.
Yeah.
Take us off.
on religion?
Yes.
And on this issue. I agree with what everyone has said. Like I said, we just have to inform ourselves. We must do the work. Get your Bibles out, read your Bibles, and give what you can. Don't give everything that you have. Make sure you and your family are still eating, all your bills are still paid, and give what you can. Yeah.
And be logical, because you see what they're taking advantage of is, I haven't seen anywhere in the Bible where it says, replace your brain for your pastor.
Yeah.
God gave you a brain. Surely use your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Use it.
Yeah.
Forget this whole thing, wishy thing of I don't know where.
Okay.
The X factor.
Very crucial. Very crucial.
So this comes out of an article that I've seen, but it's something that I've been seeing. Okay, maybe you guys, the generation, won't understand, but
we do.
For the
What
youngins,
is it?
because you guys don't know who I'm talking about. Do you know who I'm talking about?
We know.
Try us.
Okay, so there's these two celebrities in the U.S. There's Selena Gomez, who's very big. I think she's one of the biggest Instagram people, but she's also an actor, singer, and Justin Bieber's wife, who's called Hailey Bieber. And for years, because Selena Gomez was dating Justin, and then now Justin is married, and for years, everything that Hailey posted, it was always attributed to, oh, she's trying to get back at the ex, oh, she's trying to slight Selena Gomez. Everything Selena Gomez does is, oh, she's trying to slight Hailey Bieber. And so it just made me think about this idea of, especially when it comes to women, because me, I never see it with men, there's always this thing that the exes are always bitter about the man's current woman, and there's always like a fight between the women all the time. And that's never with men. And I wanted us to talk about it. What do you guys think? Why is that there?
First of all, I want to say this thing categorically. That love, as we know love to be, love is the entity of a man, not the entity of a woman. This is what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I mean. I think a man, a male man, a man.
A male man.
Yeah, a man.
These days you have to
A
specify.
man's man.
You have to specify.
Because
The LHB.
a man's
Yeah.
man,
Yes.
when he loves for true. Whatever he loves, a man loves for sure. Because even the Bible says, men love your wives, and women are directed to, respect and be submissive to you. Never is a woman told to love.
Yes.
Because I think many factors can lead to a woman loving or feeling that like they love, but a man is so I feel, it's my opinion that men truly love. However, also the opposite is true. When we cut links and we have moved on, if I see that this is a woman I see I conquered, and now for many reasons and many factors she has moved on to CEO.
Yeah.
That is where, with me, it ends. And I've got I may feel bad, I may cry about it, but I've accepted someone else has come and conquered.
So women are not the same.
Women, on the other hand...
Tell us about ourselves.
Women, on the other hand, because we have experienced women. I mean, you have
But
not.
I'm a woman. I've experienced myself also, but continue.
Yes, it's true.
Continue.
I can also
Tell
talk
me about
about how
myself.
I've experienced.
Tell me about our... Yeah,
My
tell us about
goodness.
In the
ourselves.
case, in the case of your ex-marriage or your ex-boyfriend or your ex-something, there's always something. When a woman gets an opportunity to slice the other woman or spite her in any way, she will take advantage of it immediately. That's so true. Yeah. No. I mean, we've seen it.
Yeah.
We've seen it with our exes in terms of marriage or even relationships. We've seen it when a woman, and even when you're friends with your ex or try to be friends with your ex, when you meet her up and you introduce her to your current, she may pull you aside and say,
What are you dating?
so this is what you're dating?
Yes, that's what
So this is the best you could get.
This is what you replace
And
me
remember, this woman is almost 10 times, according to me, better than you in terms of communication, maturity, investments. But so there's this thing. Actually, the Pandora box here is, why do women spite each other? It's not even about that.
I'll tell you why. And that's a good answer. It's a good nature.
Yeah.
Look, let's just again go back to evolutionary, how we are created. Now, men, you go to the bush. You have one enemy. That's whatever it is you're hunting. Take your spot, you're working together. On the other hand, we as women, we are at home looking after the children. We are nurturers. Yeah? So you fall in place, and if somebody else has taken that woman, that's okay, I just move on. Men meet in a room and they size each other up and they are okay. On the other hand, for women, we must not only, we are looking at, are you the one to give me the best sperm for my child? Are you the one who's going to actually stay around and look after that child? But while on the other hand, men are wired to spread their seeds as far as possible. So it's my job to domesticate you in evolutionary terms. Yes. This is how it is. That's why if I see another woman, she's immediately my enemy. Don't even think of coming back, because you know what? He's here, he's mine. He's looking after the children.
What if he's not
he's
yours?
He's given me a good sperm.
So
that's why I'm going to spite you.
So do you care
even
about
think,
your exes,
Fanya Pujo
whoever
Wane.
your ex is with? If your ex is with someone, do you care about her?
Or if my ex is with somebody, I've moved on.
I'm
with somebody else.
Why can't women move on? Why is it not allowed for us to move on? Why is
women
there always
actually
that we
move
have
on. It's
spite?
men who are
We have
imagining.
spite about
Men who are imagining.
Okay, but let me say.
But on the other hand, I've plotted. In the past, I've plotted. I've met an ex. I've actually dated. And I'm like, I could have given you better, healthier children. I could have made you rich.
Yeah. Let me also be honest.
Look at you.
Yeah, we women
Look at
do
your
that.
life now.
We also do that.
Listen.
And I told him in the face.
Listen. The problem I think which we have here is twofold.
Yeah.
Is that women live, but they are also attached. There's a bit which they follow up on that guy. They follow up. They want to know how
Not
you're
all
doing.
the time, though.
No.
Yeah,
not all
but they
the
also
time.
want to know. Because if you meet, your ex will meet you and ask you, so are you dating? A man meets a woman. If you are divorced with a chick or you are not dating that girl, some of us don't even remember their exes by name.
Yeah.
It is gone.
We
It
don't
is gone.
care.
For the
They're
men.
gone.
Yeah.
I've
No,
cut
but
you off. I've cut you off.
That's what you imagine. That's what
I
you
don't care.
imagine.
As in, like, I don't
How
have,
many
I don't
exes
have
try to
vested
hit back?
interest.
How many exes have tried to hit
Thank
back
you.
on you?
Thank you.
Hit back on me.
Thank
How
you.
many?
It's a window.
So many. Ask
No,
women.
you're talking about the
Yeah.
window period. There's always a window period.
There's a window period.
Where I'm trying to hit
Let
back.
me tell you, for
But
as
once-
long as
but
a
once we
man
are-
is only happy, for as long as you married a worse off man, a poorer man, whatever, the moment you're doing better, you married a better man, better in terms of looking
Everything.
better, everything, you're living in a palace, whatever.
We don't give, by the way,
They do.
we do not give a hoot.
They
Most
do.
of the times we're
That's what
actually
you think.
we're actually happy for you.
We are happy
We actually
for you.
wish-
Oh my goodness.
Why can't it be that
most
we are
of
also
most of the
happy
times
for
Yeah.
you?
most of the times actually
Me, I'm very happy for you.
it
Me,
may
I'm also
pinch
happy for my exes. Me,
it
I
may
don't
pinch-
care. As in,
yeah.
people
it may
that
pinch
we
a
don't
bit.
care, but
it may pinch a bit, but I'm happy that you got someone better than me, and it's fine. And
for us, it
that's
can't be
that's a
true.
male
That
attribute.
can't be true for
But
us.
you see, for the women, they will always fight the other woman.
But that's just a woman's
Because
thing.
it's a woman thing.
We're
Because
just competitive
don't
like
even
that.
think about looking back.
I think
He's happy.
I think we should talk about.
Yeah, was he
the-
happy with you?
The real issue here, therefore, I think for me, what I'm seeing is
Yeah.
Yeah.
the jealousy and
It's not
competition.
jealousy.
It's
No,
not
no.
defending your
It's not
territory.
jealousy.
It's not
I'm
jealousy.
I'm looking at women as an outsider.
Yes.
You're
You are in the mix.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
in the
telling
mix.
you, it's
Yes.
not jealousy. That's not what
okay.
it is.
Maybe put
But
a
we
name.
just- yeah.
Put a name to it
Women
because
are just vicious
even
with each
with
other.
even with something simplistic as this, and most men who are watching will agree with me. I'm going as simple and as basic can be. No complications here. We're getting real, right? In many households, I am telling you guys something. You guys are very amazing at cooking, and you can give me, I don't know what, gourmet and South African and whatever.
Yeah.
But I just want kunde with some cream on top, or
Na ugali managu.
na ugali yangu vizuri, and the person who delivers this thing correct is the house help. Look, this is a meal. I'm a me
How are we talking
I'm a Luya
house
man.
helps and we are
No.
talking of me?
I'm getting there. The fact that this house DM or
Yeah,
this lady can deliver sukuma. There's a way sukuma inapikwa inakuwa tamu.
Yes.
Naka ugali na mala, and I'm enjoying it. I'm eating, I'm enjoying. If you ask me, how's the food? It's okay. It's not so good. Because it's the house help who served me. How basic can it become that even a house help can become competition to you?
Of course, they're competition.
Surely, guys.
How many men are sleeping
Like,
with their
how
house
did we
helps? Of
cross?
course.
How did we start talking about house?
So I think he's talking. No, I think he's talking about.
How did we reach? How did we
No.
reach this?
No,
He's talking about competition.
say-
with
What
women,
kind
which
of
exists-
competition?
Which exists.
No,
even with house
you
helps,
know
yes.
what something, eh?
Yes.
And this is what women need to know. And this is our power, that for as long as a man looks at a woman, every woman is potential. And
Correct.
for women need to know, you must stay potential.
Potential to what?
Potential.
Potential
To what?
potential in
Most
every
men, when
sphere.
they look at a woman, they size a woman. And that woman is attractive for as long as she's potential. For a lot of men, yes, even
Potential-
those have potential, yeah, potential.
for a lover or
And yeah,
for an
for you
engagement
know
or
what?
for...
Remember, you're wired to spread your eggs as far as possible. That's how
But-
men are wired. So every woman is potential. And
So we need to
women need to
stay
be
potential.
aware that we must just stay potential.
Even when you're married, how do you continue being?
You have to stay
potential?
potential.
you must keep the potentiality. It
Yeah, but-
means
Keep me
keep some-
excited.
The illusion.
Keep
Yeah,
the
yeah, keep-
illusion.
yeah.
Stay the illusion. And that's the secret.
But also, don't be dumb. Don't be
Yes.
letting your house help feed your
The
husband.
moment
every
the
day, please.
potential is
No,
lost,
what will
Don't be.
happen?
it's over. He's moving
What
on.
will
What do
happen?
you mean? What will happen? What happens all the time?
Listen, guys.
Keep your potential, but also don't be dumb. That's what
Yes.
we're saying. We've agreed.
Yeah,
No,
because
we-
even us, we are working under pressure because I have to go out
Listen.
there, get the bread
Yes.
and the whatnot and the investments.
Before-
So
before-
I'm also being kept potential.
I
But
want,
yeah.
before, Melissa, because you're closing
Yes,
this,
yes, let's close.
what we can say is that this case of X, let's get back to the source of this
Yes.
thing. You're moving
I
into
don't know
other
where
things.
how we've gotten here.
You've moved into other spheres.
Yeah.
Melvin
Yeah.
has brought Sijui, the
House
case of
cat.
the
House
house
help.
help.
You go.
Now, I want to take you back to the track. The track
Yeah.
is women are actually jealous of the ex.
That's
the
a lie,
X
but okay.
factor.
That's what men
But,
think, but okay.
no, we are thinking, what I'm thinking is that maybe it's because people don't move on easily. Some people, there are some,
genetic.
yes, attributes you like. Then you meet, you remember the next guy you meet. You always remember that guy, but the way, if it was this guy, if it was Melvin, he would have done this. This guy does not do. Then sex also plays a great role. Why are you guys
No,
leaving?
yeah.
Sex plays
Sex
a
attaches
great
women a lot.
role.
True.
In
Does
this.
it?
It is.
Yes.
So these women probably,
Yes.
the man you left, when you're getting into that intimacy level, it was something out of the box. Then you meet this guy, great body, great everything, then you don't reach the potential you had with the other.
You realize
So
that.
just, yeah.
You realize the grass wasn't green on the other side after all.
Okay,
As,
so
as is always the case.
Okay, you guys, that's been an amazing conversation. We've gone everywhere and above and beyond. I think we're going to end it there, and let's continue next Sunday at 10 p.m. I want to say a huge thank you to Samantha Wines for the amazing wines. I think it's really helped our conversation.
Absolutely.
And a huge thank you to Tile and Carpet, where we're filming today. They have amazing, amazing furniture, as exclusive as our conversations have been. But to all of you, let's see you next Sunday at 10 p.m. and where we continue to have some real conversations on Let's Be Real.
Yes.
Yep.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Good
See you
night.
next Sunday.
Yep.
Keep watching.
That was real.
That was real.
You can't get better than this.
Keep it real.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Cheers.
I love it. Oh, my goodness.
I've actually
That was
really had a
lovely.
good time.
Yeah.
Me too.